أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فأصحاب الشمال ما أصحاب الشمال في سموم وحميم وظل من يحموم لا بارد ولا كريم إنهم كانوا قبل ذلك مترفين. Continue Surah Al-Waqiah. The last portion, there was discussion on Jannah and the people of the right. Now Allah Azza wa Jalla speaks about the people of the left. Allah Azza wa Jalla says, as for the companions of the left, how woeful shall it be then for the companions of the left. وَأَصْحَابُ الشِّمَالِ مَا أَصْحَابُ الشِّمَالِ. Right? Who are the people of the left? What are the people of the left? How could you ever understand their misery? How could you ever understand the difficulty they're going to go through? How could you ever understand what terror they'll see? Everything they'll see, Allah describes it very greatly, and just as much as there's beauty in what the people of Jannah was mentioned last week, what the people of Jannah will get and how it will be, just as ferocious and ugly is what's described and what Jahannam is going to be. So Allah Azza wa Jalla says, مَا أَصْحَابُ الشِّمَالِ فِي سَمُومٍ وَحَمِيمٍ. That how woeful shall it be for the companions of the left amidst blowing heat and scalding fluid. So Samoom is extremely hot, poisonous, toxic air which is going to enter into their bodies and it will poison them. This is why it comes from the word sam, it means to poison something. So Samoom is a type of poisoning air, gas, however you'd understand it. Wa hamim, hamim is boiling water. So this is what they'll be in, boiling water. And there's other kinds of things. Just as Allah Azza wa Jalla mentions different drinks that the people of Jannah will drink, there are different type of toxic fluids which the people of Jahannam will have to bear. For example, ma'un sadid. In another place in the Quran, water which is mixed with pus and blood. Right? And there's hamim over here, which is burning, boiling water. So as it comes in hadith, that the people of Jahannam will be forced to eat thorns and branches of thorns, and then on that they won't be able to swallow, so they'll ask for water. They'll be granted hamim, which is boiling water. That boiling water, they'll drink it and it will boil right through their back. It will come right out of their back. وَظِلٍّ مِّن يَحْمُومٍ. And وَظِلٍّ مِّن يَحْمُومٍ, a billowing, thick, darkened smoke. So the people of Jannah, they'll be in a, you can mirror it with that the people of Jannah, they'll have, what did we mention last week? It's like the light. There'll be no shadow, but there'll be no light, and there'll be a shade, and the light is going to be like the time after Fajr till the time of sunrise. But the people of Jahannam, they'll have dhil, a shadow of Yahmum, which is darkened smoke. So it will be just dark and unclear, right? For the people of Jahannam. La baridin wa la kareem. Nothing cool nor anything soothing. Nothing cool for them to drink, nothing to cool them, nothing to give them any relaxation. Wala kareem, nor anything gentle and kind and soothing. إنهم كانوا قبل ذلك مترفين. For indeed before this in the world they were indulged in forbidden luxury. And forbidden is added by the commentator here. But they were surely before this made to enjoy. Mutraf means to be placed in a, Allah Azza wa Jalla says, وَأَتْرَفْنَاهُمْ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا, that we allowed them to enjoy in dunya. This is why it's extremely important to understand that blessings don't necessarily come in the form of luxuries. Just because Allah is giving you a luxury or something good in dunya doesn't mean He's happy with you. It could be very much a test as well. If Allah increases your rizq, if it's halal rizq and you're not sinning and you're doing your obligations, right, you can be thankful to Allah Azza wa Jal, and inshallah it won't be istidraj. You can be thankful to Him, but you also have to keep your eye out that is this increase of rizq going to be a test for me? So being granted good things, dunya in luxury, many of times isn't necessarily a blessing, and this is our problem. This is very big issue that we have sometimes. When there's an increase in dunya, we think that it's blessing, when it's not necessarily blessing. Allah Azza wa Jalla will say to the people of the hereafter, أَذْهَبْتُمْ طَيِّبَاتِكُمْ فِي حَيَاتِكُمُ الدُّنْيَا, that you've already taken the tayyibat, all the good things, luxuries, nice things in your life of the dunya. You've already wasted it there. You've already taken it. The Messenger of Allah ﷺ came out one day from his house. Umar and Abu Bakr joined him as well. And they were all hungry and starving. And when they went to a Sahabi's house, that Sahabi, he put in front of them rutab and cold water. Rutab are dates which are not dry. Many of times the Prophet ﷺ would eat dry dates. Rutab are a little bit nicer, a little bit softer. So he ate the rutab, these dates, and then he had the cold water. And he said, this is the na'im, these are the blessings of this dunya which we're going to be questioned about in the hereafter. And he started to cry. He started to cry. And then Umar said it. Then the matter of the hereafter is very shadeed, very intense. So إِنَّهُمْ كَانُوا قَبْلَ ذَلِكَ مُتْرَفِينَ. They were just indulging. This is something for us to fear, to be scared about. Why? Because we have nothing but ease. We have nothing but ease. Everything is so easy. Everything is so on our fingertips. Whatever we want, we're never stressed out. We don't get something. If we're not able to get something, that becomes our stress. That we're not able to get it because we're so used to getting what we want, right? That becomes our stress. And then having to cope with the idea that we're not going to get it or we're not going to have it, that becomes its own stress over us, which we have to learn to cope with. And this is because of how blessed we've become. And that blessing isn't necessarily always a good thing. This is why it's important for us to keep our eyes open. And this is why Rasulullah said simplicity is from Iman. Right? When you try to stay simple, then you'll be protected from these things. وَكَانُوا يُصِرُّونَ عَلَى الْحِنْثِ الْعَظِيمِ. And they persisted in committing great sin against Allah. وَكَانُوا يُصِرُّونَ عَلَى الْحِنْثِ الْعَظِيمِ. Hinth is also dhanb, sin. Hanatha means, hanathat yaminuk, when a person breaks their promise. Right? So if a person breaks their promise, breaks their word. So you have between you and Allah Azza wa Jal a deen, which is your responsibility, which you're going to be accountable of on the Day of Judgment. And so when you disobey Allah, then you are in reality breaking the covenant, breaking the promise, breaking the covenant between you and Allah Azza wa Jal. So hinth al-azim, those who have persisted, so persistence on the sin, persistence on the sin. And they used to say, وَكَانُوا يَقُولُونَ, and they used to say, أَإِذَا مِتْنَا وَكُنَّا تُرَابًا أَإِنَّا لَمَبْعُوثُونَ. When we are dead, the disbelievers would say, when we are dead and have become mere dust and bones, are we indeed to be raised up alive for judgment? This, common question. And why is it that the disbelievers of, Makkah, they had certain beliefs, so they weren't necessarily atheists that they didn't believe in a God, right? But they didn't believe in hereafter. Why not believe in hereafter? Because hereafter is the epitome of accountability and responsibility. And if you don't want to be responsible, disbelieve in hereafter. This is a simple solution. If you don't want to be responsible for your actions, then disbelieve in the hereafter. Because if you think of a hereafter and you remember a hereafter, then you'll think about what you have to do and why, the consequences of what you have to do. You'll think about morality. Is what I'm doing moral or not? So the people of disbelief, they don't want to remember the hereafter. And this is something, whether a person either openly disbelieves in it, or then a person, a fisq, maybe they're a Muslim, but they're committing sin all the time, they forget the hereafter. Forgetting the hereafter. This is a huge illness and cause of many problems. Forgetting the hereafter. Is it really going to happen that we're going to die and we're going to be resurrected? Now, before they had many signs which Allah Azza wa Jal gave to them, why they'll be and how they'll be resurrection. Now we have even more clear signs. We talk about science all the time. How many times they can create from stem cells and do all these kind of things and create things. Allah Azza wa Jal is giving knowledge and technology for people to be able to do that they're able to create from stem cells and do things, create things. So if they can do that, then is it not possible for Allah Azza wa Jal to recreate all of mankind? It's even more clear for us that there's a hereafter, and that being recreated is not impossible and very easy for Allah Azza wa Jal. أَوَآبَاؤُنَا الْأَوَّلُونَ. And so to our fathers of old, our first fathers, our fathers before this, are they going to be resurrected as well? Say to them, قُلْ إِنَّ الْأَوَّلِينَ وَالْآخِرِينَ لَمَجْمُعُونَ. Say to them, indeed the first of you and the last of you shall be gathered all together. Over there is no timeline. The same way we had a timeline in this world, over there isn't a timeline. You will be sitting with your fathers and all of those who are above you, as well as your sons and all of those below you. And you'll all be judged equally together. لَمَجْمُعُونَ, gathered together. This is why Yawm al-Qiyamah is also Yawm al-Jam'ah. Allah calls it Yawm al-Jam'ah, the day you'll be gathered. What a gathering. That the entire of mankind to have ever lived, beginning from Adam ﷺ, all the way to the last person, will be resurrected and gathered together. لَمَجْمُعُونَ إِلَى مِيقَاتِ يَوْمٍ مَعْلُومٍ. They'll be gathered together at a predestined instant on a well-known day. مِيقَاتِ يَوْمٍ مَعْلُومٍ. So a specific time on a well-known day. Allah Azza wa Jal mentions the timing, that there's a timing for Qiyamah. Right? A timing for Qiyamah, which is very interesting and very important. Why? Because whenever Allah Azza wa Jal creates, to allow the creation, because the creation needs a vessel, a dharf. So for the creation to manifest, Allah creates a time and a place. Allah creates a time and a place. So creating time and place is also a part of Allah's creativity. Time is very important to Allah, which is why the Messenger of Allah, when asked about what is the best thing you can do, he said praying on time, praying on miqat, praying on time. When you're acting as a Muslim should act in this life, you're preparing for hereafter by praying on time. Muslims should be on time people actually. We're supposed to be on time people because we take care of our time. Time is extremely important to us. Praying on time, the Messenger of Allah said, is the best of actions. There is an appointed and allotted time of when the Qiyamah will take place. The Messenger of Allah has spoken to us about remembering Qiyamah, to be prepared for it. He spoke to us about remembering death, to be prepared for death. Right? So you remember death so that when the moment and time of death comes, you're not going to be awe-stricken, you're not going to be in too much of a shock. Right? You prepared beforehand. So this time is also something to prepare for. The time of the day of resurrection. A known day. A known day to mankind. When it will happen, no one will have any doubt. Ma'lum, yawm ma'lum, a known day. Right? Same goes back to the beginning of the surah. إِذَا وَقَعَتِ الْوَاقِعَةُ لَيْسَ لِوَقَعَتِهَا كَاذِبَةٌ. When this occurrence will occur, no one will belie, no one will disbelieve it. So when Qiyamah takes place, it will be something as if it's all known to us. We'll understand, we'll know what's going on. Everyone will make sense of it. From the believers to the disbelievers, everyone will make sense of it. ثُمَّ إِنَّكُمْ أَيُّهَا الضَّالُّونَ الْمُكَذِّبُونَ. Then indeed all of you, O you who are misguided, beliers. Al-Dhalun, those who are misguided. Al-Mukaddibun, those who deny the truth. You shall لَآكِلُونَ مِنْ شَجَرٍ مِنْ زَقُومٍ. You shall most surely eat from the tree of Zaqum. Tree of Zaqum is a tree which has thorns in it. And because of those thorns, they will choke and choke and choke. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. They will choke and choke until they'll ask for a drink, as it comes in hadith. And then that drink will completely burn their internal organs until all of their organs fall out of their back. فَمَالِئُونَ مِنْهَا الْبُطُونَ. فَمَالِئُونَ مِنْهَا الْبُطُونَ. Then it shall fill your bellies. You will fill as well in Jahannam. Allah Azza wa Jalla says you will fill your stomach. Right? Filling the stomach is not even a quality of the people of Jannah. Why? Because that's not a good thing. The people of Jannah will not feel full ever. Right? They'll eat to enjoy. فَمَالِئُونَ مِنْهَا الْبُطُونَ. You shall fill your bellies with it. فَشَارِبُونَ عَلَيْهِ مِنَ الْحَمِيمِ. Then along with it shall you drink of hamim, which was mentioned earlier, burning and boiling water. فَشَارِبُونَ شُرْبَ الْهِيمِ. You shall drink as thirst mad camels drink. When camels are thirsty, and so thirsty that they've gone mad. Heem. Right? So thirsty, that's the way you'll drink. And you know, the drink will burn you, it will harm you, but you'll have no other choice. هَذَا نُزُلُهُمْ يَوْمَ الدِّينِ. Such shall be their hospitality on the Day of Judgment. And we'll stop here. So this is what's prepared for the people of Jahannam. O people of Jahannam, this is what's prepared for you. هَذَا نُزُلُهُمْ. And so sometimes Allah Azza wa Jal uses these type of words so that a person will, be extremely scared. It's like when a person above you says, you'll get your reward tomorrow. You'll get your reward, You'll get it tomorrow. So هَذَا نُزُلُهُمْ. This is going to be their reward on the Day of Resurrection, on the Day of Judgment. So see, these are some very descriptive ayat about Jahannam, and they mirror the description, for example, of Jannah, which is taking place before it. And then the rest of the surah has to do with another passage. May Allah Azza wa Jalla grant us understanding of this, that we need to bring it in our lives. May Allah Azza wa Jalla grant us understanding of His perfect word and forgive us for any shortcomings in interpreting and understanding His word. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين صدق الله العظيم سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك اللهم ونتوب إليك جزاكم الله خيرا.